The Young and the Restless scoop for Monday, November 24th, reveals Daniel Romalotti will make a bold move on Tessa Porter. Also coming up, Danny Romalotti and Christine Blair will celebrate with their friends. Plus, Phyllis Summers will give the happy couple her blessing. Y&R spoilers tease Kane Ashby will tell Phyllis she's been entertaining as always, but he should get going. However, Phyllis will suggest they turn this day around. She'll say they can think of more creative ways to spend the afternoon. Challenge accepted, Kane will reply. Meanwhile, Danny and Cricket's reception will get underway. But first, Cricket will head upstairs to get changed. Lauren Fenmore will tell her it all went off without a sneeze or a hive. Cricket will comment that Phyllis didn't ruin her day after all. Nina Webster will tell her it wasn't Phyllis who sent the chrysanthemums. It was Esther Valentine. She didn't know you were allergic. She just liked the colors. The trio will laugh, and Cricket will say she'll be sure to thank her. Back downstairs, Daniel will tell Tessa he can't go through with performing their song. You have to do it alone, he'll say. I'm out. Tessa will be about to reply, but Cricket will return, wearing a gorgeous satin gown, and Danny will want to toast his new bride. However, Gina Romalotti will tell her brother to let others have a chance to toast them. So, she'll start. Gina will point out the two of them had their first date at his restaurant. I knew you two were meant to be together, she'll say. Many of the other guests will toast the happy couple, and then Daniel will say his daughter is devastated she couldn't be there. He'll say he's in awe of his father. You've been there for us. You have been our rock. Daniel will add he only wants the best for him. And Christine is the best. She is your perfect happily ever after. Unfortunately, Phyllis will walk in and she'll hear her son's toast. Then she'll insist on making her own and everyone will sigh and roll their eyes. I just heard my son say that he's never seen you so happy, and I have to agree, she'll say to Danny. As much as it kills me, it's true. So she'll raise her glass to Danny and Cricket's long and enduring love. Clearly, you were meant to be, Phyllis will add, as Daniel escorts her out. Phyllis will head upstairs to her suite with Kane, and the two of them will play a game as they remove each other's clothes. Downstairs, Tessa will ask Daniel why he's changed his mind about the song. He'll say he can't put himself out there in front of people. I don't want to embarrass you, he'll admit. But she'll say music connects people to their feelings. Come on, Daniel, we got this. So Daniel will tell everyone he has a gift for Danny and Christine and wants to share it with all of them. Tessa and Daniel will perform their song, and Cricket and Danny will get emotional. They'll start dancing during the tune, looking deep into each other's eyes. After the performance is over, Danny will thank everyone for coming. He'll say they're going to Paris for their honeymoon. They'll head upstairs to change, and Daniel will thank Tessa for getting him out of his own head. Finally, Danny and Cricket will head out, and so will the other guests. Tessa will say it was a romantic day. Daniel will tell her he just wishes Lucy Romalotti could have been there with them. Other than that, I can't think of a single thing that would have made it more perfect, Tessa will say. I can, Daniel will reply, and he'll kiss her. As they're smooching, Phyllis and Kane will come downstairs. Phyllis will be taken aback, and she'll narrow her eyes. But will she confront her son? Keep reading the Soap Scoop for Young and the Restless spoilers and news. And make sure to also join our Y&R Facebook group or leave us a reply in our comments section. But if you miss an episode, don't fret. You can watch The Young and the Restless online at cbs.com. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. Here are your spoilers for The Young and the Restless for Monday, November 24th to Friday, November 28th, 2025. Be sure to tune in every day to see how things play out in Genoa City. Monday, November 24th. Cricket and Danny celebrate their marriage. Daniel collaborates with Tessa. Phyllis makes a promise to Daniel. Victor enlist Adam to strike back against Billy. Nick and Sharon's search for Noah. The Abbotts are serving plenty of drama for Thanksgiving. Victor keeps Nikki in the dark about Nick's problems in LA. Ashley returns home for Thanksgiving. Lily reminds the Winters about the importance of family. Y&R airs the classic episode of Danny and Cricket's Hawaiian Wedding, which originally aired on November 16th, 1990. The Young and the Restless writers spent months leading up to the Phyllis and Kane dalliance, as Kane put it. But Holden seems more her speed. Phyllis is a firecracker who needs a man who knows how to handle her feisty personality. Holden has street smarts and was involved with Audra, who is also a firecracker. So perhaps he might know how to handle a woman like Phyllis, also. We all know Phyllis likes the bad boys on The Young and the Restless. Remember her dumpster sex with Deacon Sharp? Not only does Holden have a mysterious past and shady past, but he has also put on the charm with many of the Y&R ladies. So, why would Phyllis be immune to his appeal? We still don't know the full secret that he's keeping with Audra about their LA past, but Phyllis doesn't seem like the type who would care about whatever he did. Claire asked him time and time again, but we can't picture Phyllis doing that. She has a past of her own, so she doesn't seem like the type who would judge Holden for whatever he did. It's perplexing that Holden and Phyllis still haven't met, considering they both work for Kane. We anticipate that we're going to see great chemistry between them when they finally do meet. Even though the Y&R writers are working hard to produce sparks between Phyllis and Kane, he just doesn't seem like a good fit with her. He has always stressed that he loves Lily. He's a family man who doesn't provide the kind of excitement that Phyllis craves. He's indecisive, too. He keeps changing his mind about what his long-range goals are. He had his AI program in limbo for months before Phyllis finally stole it from him. He isn't a man of action, the type Phyllis is usually drawn to. We know they're both probably using each other, but if she got together with Holden, she wouldn't have any reason to use him. Their union would be strictly based on chemistry. Not on what they could get out of each other. When Holden moved to Genoa City in January, he flirted with Audra and seemed to want her back. She was with Nate at the time, and she also remarked that Holden lives life on the edge. Claire said the same thing in a later episode. Phyllis would probably be drawn to that element of danger in a man. She would probably be attracted to a man who likes to take risks. Even though Audra says she doesn't want Holden back, the sparks she generates with him are the equivalent of fireflies lighting up a night sky. Just imagine if we added Phyllis to the mix. What a triangle that would be. Audra and Phyllis don't like each other. We've seen some serious showdowns between Audra and Claire, but imagine what would happen if we substituted Claire with Phyllis. Then we would get some real fireworks. So, it feels like the Y&R writers are depriving us of what could be a sizzling pair in Phyllis and Holden, whether there would be a triangle with Audra or not. Phyllis would be intrigued by his mysterious side, aroused by his bad boy side, and taken in by his charm. Let's hope one day they cross paths at the GKC or Crimson Lights when Phyllis is having coffee or chocolate cake with Kane. Kane could introduce them, and then let the fireworks begin. The Young and the Restless aired not only the wedding of the year this week, but the payoff of 2025 too, at Danny and Cricket's big day. Valerie Pettiford and Trisha Cast gave the best wedding gifts of all as their respective characters, Amy Lewis and Nina Webster, blasted Kane for his role in the deaths of their sons, Damien and Chance. Soap Central is bestowing Performer of the Week honors on the two actresses for showcasing their dramatic talent. While it was referenced a while back that Kane Ashby had bought the Genoa City Athletic Club, we can't say that plot point was referenced much over the last several months. But that tidbit was in the back of our brains, and we hoped that Kane might be present for Danny and Cricket's wedding, which would have placed him in the same room with Nina, Cricket's bestie. The setup was ripe for a huge payoff. Kane had indirectly caused the death of Nina's son, Chance, and Amy's son, Damien, as his unbalanced aide, Carter, ended up killing both men over some sense of misguided loyalty to Kane. When Amy and Nina spied Kane in the GCAC, they couldn't help but go over to the billionaire and give them a piece of their minds. Kane, as usual, pulled the stoic, "I didn't mean for this to happen" bit, but that didn't stop the two mothers from laying into the man who lives on a train. "Donations!" scoffed Amy, referring to Kane's financial contributions to charity in Damien and Chance's names. "Because money just wipes the slate clean, as if their lives could be measured in dollars." "They were both decent and honorable men," Kane said, as if those words were going to mean anything to the women who had to do the one thing no parent should ever have to do: bury their children. I will always regret the part that I played in their deaths, added Kane. Those of us who watched Y&R back in the 1980s and 1990s recall numerous powerhouse performances from Trisha Cast. The actress was tasked with going up against power players Catherine and Jill as they tried to act as a barrier between a pregnant Nina and Jill's son Philip. I'm standing here, and I just have too much to say, Nina said, as she barely contained her fury. I have so much anger. A mother's rage, said Amy, the moment you realize that no amount of fury is going to bring them back. Pettiford and Cast did more than have their characters vent their fury at Kane. We saw them supporting each other. As horrible as what they're going through is, it's comforting that Amy and Nina have each other to lean on. And that's just what they did in this scene. You say that you'll always regret your part, and I hope that's true, Nina stated. It's your ego that created the circumstances. Neither man had to be there, and they were because of you. Our grief will never leave us, Amy added. Nothing will ever be the same. And you better not be either, Nina fired back in that classic snark she perfected as a teenager. I promise both of you I will never forget, Kane stated. He's not the only one. We're not likely to forget Cast and Pettiford's performances anytime soon. Y&R mined for years the animosity between Kay and Jill after a drunk Kay drove her car off a cliff, killing Philip II, who was going to marry Jill. Wouldn't it be great to see Y&R do the same with Amy, Nina, and Kane? Kane's enemies on the canvas don't have to be limited to Victor and Jack. Those three men only have business in common. But with Nina and Amy, it's blood. There's nothing stronger than a mother's love for her child. Amy's and Nina's feelings towards Kane would fuel storylines for years. The other actors from The Young and the Restless in the scene were all wonderfully supportive, as they couldn't help but feel for Amy and Nina. We could feel the pain that they were feeling for the two mothers as they silently observed. Brava to Daytime Emmy winner Cast and Daytime Emmy nominee Pettiford for their incredibly dramatic performances. The Young and the Restless spoilers hint that Sally Spectra may be going into wife mode. Is a Mrs. Billy Abbott transformation already underway? Sally has been consistently checking all the right boxes when it comes to her current relationship. Billy Abbott is still problematic at times, but Sally communicates her needs and always speaks her mind. Plus, it was refreshing when Sally chose to tell Billy the truth, instead of lying to him about their new investor's identity. Jill Abbott was adamant that she didn't want Billy to know, but Sally confessed to Billy anyway and avoided having a major secret between them. Sally has also been defending her right to hire who she wants and run Abbott Communications her way. We're seeing that Sally isn't afraid to push back when necessary and help Billy understand her perspective. It just feels like Sally is bringing some stability to her romance and helping her relationship stay healthy. Billy is probably always going to be a screw-up on some level, but Sally does a great job of steering him back on a better path when he goes astray. There's no denying that Sally is a good influence on Billy, so he may be ready to put a ring on it soon. Y&R's preview video for the week of November 24-28 offers a hint about things moving in that direction. Sally will join Billy in celebrating Thanksgiving with the Abbotts, so it'll be a nice step toward officially making her part of the family. If this keeps up, we could certainly imagine Billy proposing to Sally before long. Will Billy plan a grand gesture and shock Sally with a marriage proposal in the not-too-distant future? Will Sally say yes if Billy makes a marriage offer and asks her to be his forever love? There's no guarantee Billy and Sally are truly meant to last, since soap pairings often crumble for drama's sake. Sally and Billy may not stand the test of time, but Y&R has at least let them survive as a couple so far. In fact, things are going quite well for Billy and Sally, so stay tuned for updates on any engagement news that might be on the horizon. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Sally will join the Abbott clan's holiday gathering, so we'll see if she becomes a legitimate Abbott by marriage down the road. On The Young and the Restless, Phyllis walks into any room, and everyone just rolls their eyes and thinks, "Here we go again with Phyllis." Fans want Phyllis to have her own true love and happiness. Phyllis is another of those polarizing characters on The Young and the Restless that you either love or love to hate. I don't hate Phyllis. Yes, she annoys me a lot, but she is a firecracker, and she makes for great television. She's passionate and driven, and she's been let down a lot by a lot of people. What this lady needs is her own true love, all hers, and the fans agree. On the Soap Central message boards, fans spoke up about what they would like to see for Phyllis as well, almost as if rushing to her defense. Teresa Fan wrote, "I'm not a big Phyllis fan, but just once, I would like to see her actually get a man who loves her, and only her. Danny's true love is Christine, Nick's true love is Sharon, Billy's true love is Victoria, and when she was Jack's true love, she cheated on him. I like the fling with Kane, but we all know it wasn't going to last. Bring a new man in town and let him be her guy." Doing petty stuff over Danny Christine's wedding is insane, and no thanks to her ever reuniting with Nick, Jack, or Billy. With Nick, it was just sex/video games. With Billy, it was just hot sex. And with Jack, she never loved him more than any of the three. Plus, I think Diane is like Jack's true love. Regular contributor Cloverleaf added, "It is sad to see a person who never seems to be able to attract a man. But come on, Phyllis is an utter and complete mess. She's over the top with everything she does, from her mannerisms to her verbiage, to her opinion of herself, even to her flirting. Who would want that? Until and unless they tone her down, she deserves exactly what she is getting, which is nada." Dallas Gal, "I want Roger on full-time, and there are some who want him with Sharon. If that gets him on full-time, then okay, nothing lasts forever. However, Sharon has had Dylan and Ray added for her. I agree with Teresa Fan. Phyllis needs a love interest hired for her. Plus, I am really partial to Roger and Michelle. I thought they were fantastic as a couple on GH." Valued contributor Hennivo02 commented, "If Nick's true love is Sharon, why are they not together?" There has been plenty of opportunity, and the same for Billy and Victoria. Phyllis needs a man that loves her for who she is. Both Phyllis and Sharon need a man that is not Nick. There are a lot of really valid comments there, and yes, Phyllis can be a mess, but doesn't everyone deserve to find their true happiness? Someone who can calm her rough waters and also rein her in at times. He's out there, Phyllis. Writers of The Young and the Restless, can you help us out? LOL. The Young and the Restless, spoilers for Monday, November 24th, reveal that Phyllis Summers' toast will derail the wedding reception, so Kane Ashby will get dragged into more drama. Following Christine Romalotti and Danny Romalotti's marriage ceremony, they'll have a fun reception with all their guests. There'll be plenty of toasts to the blissful couple as they look forward to this exciting new chapter. Phyllis has already been hovering around the festivities, but she'll insert herself in the middle of the action on Monday's episode. Once part 2 of the wedding event gets underway, Phyllis will enter with Kane and see the perfect opportunity to make a scene. Phyllis will grab a glass of bubbly and pipe up about wanting to make a toast. Kane will be standing next to Phyllis as she steals the spotlight, which could leave Christine and Danny fuming at first. However, Phyllis might prove she can be civil when she wants to be and extend some well wishes to the newlyweds in the end. Even if Phyllis causes a fuss and isn't all that sincere, it'll be a win if she doesn't totally ruin the vibe. Kane may be amused with Phyllis's behavior in the end and could perhaps praise her for showing some restraint instead of bashing the bride. It's no secret that Christine is Phyllis's worst enemy, but Phyllis may hold back during this toast on Monday's Y&R episode and leave everyone fairly relieved. At some point, Lauren Fenmore Baldwin may get updates on Esther Valentine, sending Christine the mums that caused her allergic reaction. That could lead to Lauren apologizing to Phyllis for thinking the worst and jumping to conclusions about the flowers. It was Esther's inadvertent blunder rather than a deliberate act of sabotage, so Lauren may acknowledge that and let Phyllis know she's sorry. As for Daniel Romalotti Jr. and Tessa Porter, their musical performance should move forward and add to the flying sparks between them. Will Tessa and Daniel let passion erupt once that performance is over? The Young and the Restless spoilers say temptation will definitely escalate and could lead to some sizzling, so stick with us for more romance-related news. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that we have to ask, are Ashley Abbott's alternate personalities gone for good? Ashley's comeback may put her mental health to the test and let her loved ones see for themselves if she's really okay. After Alan Laurent was revealed as Martin Laurent earlier this year, it took a toll on Ashley. Y&R fans will recall how Ashley stepped up to help Tracy Abbott cope, but she neglected her own healing journey. Once Ashley realized she hadn't taken the time to process the Martin shocker and try to heal from it, she made a big decision. Ashley wanted to be proactive about her mental health, so that brought a major announcement. Although Ashley wasn't suffering from any more blackouts or lapses in time, she still wanted additional treatment to be on the safe side. Ashley refused to go back to the clinic she was in before, since they didn't know the difference between Alan and Martin. However, Ashley did have a therapist she trusted back in Paris, so she decided to return there and keep working with that same doctor. Ashley knew she needed professional help to wrap her head around all the Martin mayhem and deal with her trauma. Now Ashley's gearing up for a long-awaited homecoming, since the show's preview video for the week of November 24-28 features Ashley at the Abbott mansion with her family. Ashley will make a Genoa City comeback just in time for Thanksgiving, so her loved ones are going to wonder how she's doing. It's a great sign that Ashley feels healthy and stable enough to come home again. That likely means that Ashley's continued therapy has paid off, so she may have some positive updates to report. Ashley hopefully hasn't had any other issues with her alternate personalities or the missing chunks of time that plagued her before. Of course, it's possible Ashley's alters could resurface down the road if Y&R needs them for another storyline. Never say never on a soap, but Ashley may assure her loved ones that she's in a much better headspace now. Ashley has put in the necessary time and effort when it comes to her mental stability, so it sounds like some wonderful news is on the way. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Ashley's homecoming will bring some heartwarming Thanksgiving scenes, so stay tuned. Welcome to the Young and the Restless Daily YAPP for a quick, and by that I mean you're already halfway done, recap of the most amazing or what the heck did we just watch moments on today's episode. Let's get to it. Danny and Cricket's wedding was everything you'd want in a wedding. A beautiful bride, a handsome groom, a beautiful venue, and family and friends in attendance. In a soap opera wedding, you might want there to be a little conflict. Cricket and Danny had that too, in the form of some mums that were delivered to the bride shortly before the big event. The bouquet didn't appear to have a card, so nobody knew who they were from. However, once it was revealed that Cricket had an allergy to mums, a main flower in the bouquet, she immediately suspected that Phyllis had sent them. Everything turned out okay. The bride tossed this bouquet immediately, and her bestie, Nina, ran a hot shower so that the effects wouldn't mar the blessed event. All was well, fortunately. Not only did Phyllis not send the bothersome posies, but Cricket didn't have contact with them long enough to feel any ill effects. In a very touching moment, Chris received another bouquet. This one didn't contain any mums, but they still brought a tear to her eye. They were sent by the bride's ex-husband, Paul, who would surely know that his ex was allergic to mums, and he is only wishing her the best as she embarks on a chapter without him. Want more details? We got you! Soap Central has the best full Y&R recaps on the internet. You can even go back over 30 years and read each and every one of them. If you can't wait until the next episode, we have daily spoilers too. And whatever you do this weekend, do not. Seriously, do not forget to read the 2 scoops for some laughs in the as close as we can come to being a watching party without actually being a show. And the best part is if you agree or disagree, we want to know. As always, share your comments below. After all this time, the stars have hit the studio together. The Young and the Restless star Kate Fairbanks is preparing to release an album this winter, but she and her co-star Michael Graziadei have a musical collaboration brewing too. Graziadei teased fans with a clip he shared on Instagram of a song they know well due to their characters, Tessa Porter and Danielle Romalotti, performing it on the show. Fairbanks doesn't just play a singer-songwriter on Y&R, she is one. This year, she's been working on an album in her downtime from the soap. Although it doesn't have an official release date, it's set to be released sometime in December. The actress has been in the studio laying down tracks with her boyfriend, musician Jay Rudolph. And as her Y&R scene partner revealed on Instagram, Graziadei spent some time recording a song with her as well. In the caption, "Here's a little clip of me and the super talented Kate Fairbanks working on something special for y'all." The star didn't give much away. However, What Fairbanks is singing in the video, while Graziadei accompanies her on acoustic guitar, is quite familiar to Y&R viewers. It's After All This Time, the song Tessa and Danny wrote together. After All This Time, which first aired in September, is a beautiful, stripped-down piece that highlights Fairbanks' voice, relying on the simplicity of its structure and the emotion in its lyrics to move the listener. In the clip shared below, Tessa is so enthusiastic about the art they've created. She suggests they perform it for Daniel's father, Danny, at his wedding to his longtime love, Christine Cricket Blair. The wedding is a two-parter that takes place on Friday, November 21st and Monday, November 24th. The Y&R stars being in the studio does seem to signal that Daniel's comment about cutting a record and making it available on vinyl or digital only wasn't just a mildly sarcastic deflection. While this isn't confirmed, After All This Time looks like it is going to be released in some capacity by Fairbanks and Graziadei, whether that's as a digital single or perhaps on the actress' upcoming album. Christmas time is near in Genoa City. Winter is coming on The Young and the Restless. Soon, all of Genoa City will be breaking out their warm clothes as snow hits their little Midwest town. Actress Melissa Ordway is giving a glimpse of the behind-the-scenes winter festivities. Y&R is filmed at CBS Television City Studio in Los Angeles, California. The cast and crew are used to sunny and warm weather in LA. However, on screen, they'll soon be putting on their winter attire. With Genoa City located in the Midwest, the town experiences all 4 seasons. Since winter is approaching, Y&R characters can expect lots of snow and freezing temperatures. Ordway recently gave fans a sneak peek of Genoa City's upcoming winter season on Instagram. In a video, the actress is posed in an ensemble of jeans and a furry winter jacket. When you're pretending it's freezing, but your heart feels warm because you truly love this job, Ordway wrote as she modeled her outfit. I definitely feel like winter in Genoa City might be my favorite, the actress declared as she showed more behind-the-scenes fun, including an outdoor set with fake snow. The video then ended with a glimpse outside the studio with a sunny sky. When you get to play pretend for a living, truly thankful and having the best time playing in the snow in Los Angeles. I mean, Genoa City, Ordway captioned the post. With the snow and upcoming Christmas festivities, it's going to be a fun winter in Genoa City. While Ordway's Abby and other characters will enjoy the wintertime fun, many will miss out on it. Nick and Sharon are still in LA, dealing with the Matt Clark situation. Schick's longtime rival is back and causing more pain for their family. This time, he's intent on terrorizing Noah, who had an affair with Sienna. With Nick, Sharon, and Noah's story not slowing down anytime soon, it seems their time in LA will be extended. However, hopefully, the trio will return to Genoa City in time for the holidays. And after the year the Newman family has had, they could definitely use some joy this winter. Y&R will air 3 new episodes during Thanksgiving week. Find out details about what's airing on Thursday and Friday. Next week, on The Young and the Restless, it's a time to give thanks, and on the #1 soap, a time to deal with a ton of drama. The Abbotts will experience drama over Thanksgiving, and the Newmans will spend the holiday on 2 separate fronts, in Genoa City and in Los Angeles. As for the LA crew, Nick and Sharon won't have much time to celebrate yet. They are searching for their son. Please note, Y&R will only air 3 new episodes next week. A classic episode drops on Thanksgiving, while sports will preempt the show on Friday. According to the spoilers, the Abbotts are serving up plenty of drama. They will be gathered at the Abbott family mansion, Claire will be present at the celebration, and Ashley returns home for the holiday. Talk will surely revolve around the potential fight the family will have on their hands should Victor end up using Kane's AI weapon that Phyllis stole from Abbott. Meanwhile, Kyle and Claire have their own issues. Harrison will be happy to see his former nanny and dad's ex-girlfriend. But will Kyle make sure to stir up conflict by bringing up Holden? And how will he feel if Claire tells him that she chooses herself and doesn't want to be in a serious relationship? Billy and Sally will, of course, have Abbott communications on their minds. They'd better be prepared for a battle. Little do they know that Victor is about to enlist Adam to strike back against Billy. After all, The mustache needs a distraction so that the AI program can work its magic on Jabot. Speaking of the Newmans, they are splintered this Thanksgiving holiday. Most are in Genoa City, where Victor works to make the Abbott's lives hellish with his plans to destroy their family's company. But he also has his grandson on his mind. Look for Nick and Sharon to search for Noah, who checked himself out of the hospital and then promptly disappeared. We know that he and Sienna were taken, and they are currently holed up in an unknown location. Noah's looking the worse for wear. While danger lurks in LA, back in Genoa City, Victor wants to keep the drama away from Nikki. He doesn't want to worry her, so he decides to keep his wife in the dark about Nick's problems in LA. It looks like the Winters family will be together. Lily is going into the holiday facing a lot of drama and turmoil. She's clearly softening her stance on Kane, and she is even showing a hint of jealousy over Kane and Phyllis, although she would never admit to it. While Cricket and Danny said their I do's on Friday, the newly married couple will continue to celebrate their marriage with the family and friends gathered. The wedding featured the return of Nina and Gina. In other news, Y&R airs a classic episode on Thanksgiving Day. From November 16, 1990, the show will feature Danny and Cricket's Hawaiian wedding. Meanwhile, Friday's show is completely preempted due to CBS sports coverage. What's the truth behind and Phyllis's and Cricket's beef? On The Young and the Restless, November 21st, Phyllis supposedly sent Cricket a cruel gift. She recalled their complicated history to Kane, but claimed there wasn't any bad blood between them. On Friday's episode, Christine got ready for her big day in her hotel room. She got a knock on the door. There's a delivery for Christine. She accepted the flowers, but started sneezing the minute she held them. Christine found out they're chrysanthemums and continued sneezing. She immediately threw the gift out in the hallway. Lauren and Nina wondered if the gift had been sent by Phyllis, who reflected on the beautiful days of Y&R, as she kept making herself known at this ceremony for some reason. Later, it was revealed that Esther had sent the flowers. They assured Christine that she'll be fine during the ceremony. However, Christine noticed that she was getting itchy. She was upset that Phyllis would try to sabotage her wedding day. However, the two have had a long-standing feud for decades. Phyllis should be feeling happier and lighter these days. She's working with Kane and sleeping with him. She also made a deal with the devil, Victor Newman. Phyllis should be acting like she's on top of the world right now, but she's still having a crash out over Danny and Cricket's wedding. After crashing the wedding party at the Genoa City Athletic Club, Phyllis and Kane grabbed coffee at Crimson Lights. Kane brought up Phyllis's feud with Cricket. Does she hate her, or was she just jealous of her? Phyllis claimed it was weird that Danny moved on so quickly. However, she also made it clear that she also moved on. If so, she has a weird way of showing it. Isn't it ironic? Phyllis moved forward with Kane, but she's still hung up on Danny choosing Cricket over her. The two clearly love each other, and they enjoy their drama-free relationship when Phyllis isn't around. Phyllis might not hate Cricket, but she is clearly jealous of her. She admitted that she hated losing. She couldn't imagine that she would one day lose to Christine. Phyllis sees Danny as the father of her son. She assumed they would get married and hit the road together. It still pains her to see Cricket in that spot. Thanksgiving week will be filled with lots of gratitude and drama. Many of the young and the restless characters will be wishing for a Thanksgiving miracle this week. The weekly video previews that one couple's special moment could be ruined while one family gathers for Thanksgiving dinner. Here's a sneak peek of what to expect for November 24th to 28th. After a few wedding day hiccups, Danny and Christine finally wed. However, it wouldn't be a Y&R wedding without some drama. The couple is celebrating with their family and friends at GCAC when Phyllis crashes the reception. With Kane on her arm, Phyllis grabs a champagne glass, proclaiming she wants to make a toast. The guests brace themselves for what Phyllis has to say. So could Phyllis be stirring up trouble for the newlyweds already? Or will she be the bigger person and offer her blessing to the couple? Sharon and Nick's stay in Los Angeles has been extended. With Noah missing, the couple is wrought with worry. While they suspect Matt is behind their son's disappearance, they have no solid evidence. The couple continues their search for Noah, and it takes them to a warehouse alley. As Sharon prays that they'll find him, Nick discovers a clue in the alley. Is Schick one step closer to finding their son? Or are Noah's captors playing more games with the distraught parents? Thanksgiving wouldn't be complete without an Abbott family gathering. Jack and Diane host the holiday dinner at the Abbott mansion. Among the guests are Tracy, Billy, and Sally. Claire also makes an appearance to see Kyle and Harrison. Ever the opportunist, Kyle might use the gathering to try to win back his ex. And given the warmth and magic of the holiday season, Claire might find herself falling back in love with Kyle. As the Abbotts prepare for dinner, they receive another surprise guest. Ashley flies in from Paris to see her loved ones. Having the entire Abbott family together will create a special Thanksgiving for everyone. While there's still the looming threat of Victor taking over Jabot, Jack isn't going to let that ruin his Thanksgiving. Tune in to find out about the drama happening in Genoa City. The Young and the Restless Spoilers weekly update for November 24-28 tease that Victor strikes back while keeping Nikki in the dark. Plus, Ashley returns for Thanksgiving, and Lily reminds her family of their true importance as the holiday unfolds. Tune in next week so you can catch all of the action in Genoa City. Phyllis and Kane's uneasy alliance took an unexpected turn as the two found themselves aligning on more than just shared frustration with Genoa City. Their banter shifted into something more, and things got passionate. Elsewhere, Claire and Holden finally cleared the air after days of tension, allowing them to move forward with a better understanding of their relationship after their one-night stand in Los Angeles. At the same time, Lily confronted Adam and Chelsea about their scheming. Victor stepped in to help Nick retaliate against Matt Clark, giving Nick the backing he needed to strike back. Jack cornered Nikki with questions she wasn't prepared to answer, pushing her into a defensive stance as he tried to uncover the truth. Meanwhile, Phyllis and Kane continued to blur the lines after they slept together. Nikki sat Claire down and gave her a pointed history lesson, reminding her of the Newman family's long, complicated legacy. Audra quietly plotted her next move, assessing every opportunity and risk as she positioned herself for another power shift. Elsewhere, Lily found herself commiserating with Holden, and their conversation revealed just how much both of them were carrying beneath the surface. Nick spent the day digging for dirt, determined to uncover anything that could help him stop Matt Clark before the situation escalated. Noah and Sienna fell straight into a trap they never saw coming, leaving them trapped and him injured. Meanwhile, Sharon stood her ground with Matt, refusing to bend despite his threats and manipulations. Her resolve only hardened as she fought to protect her family. Family and friends gathered for Christine and Danny's long-awaited wedding, filling the GCAC with warmth, nostalgia, and anticipation. Guests shared memories, hugs, and laughter as they prepared to watch the couple finally reunite at the altar after so many years. Despite earlier tensions with Phyllis and misunderstandings over who sent Cricket the flowers, the ceremony unfolded with heartfelt joy, giving Genoa City a rare moment of pure celebration as Christine and Danny reaffirmed their love. Young and the Restless spoilers for next week have Sharon Newman and Nick Newman scrambling to find their kidnapped son, plus a big legacy comeback. We've got the latest Y&R spoilers for the week of November 24th, including what days the soap is preempted for the holidays, who is back to Genoa City, who's leaving, and more. All right, let's start with the trouble at the wedding reception. As we ended this week, people were suspecting that Phyllis Summers sent the flowers that gave bride Christine Williams an allergic reaction. It was mums that she is allergic to, but it turns out it wasn't Phyllis. It was an innocent mistake by Esther Valentine. Also, it was not sabotaged by Red. Not that she's not capable of it. To be fair, Danny Romalotti and Christine's big day is taking place at the GKC where Phyllis is living, so she didn't have to go far to crash the event. Now, she didn't crash the actual wedding, but she was there when things were getting ready to start. She told Danny he's making a boring choice again by marrying her. Then her son, Daniel Romalotti, told Phyllis, "Please leave. Don't come back to the wedding. Just get out of here." We had a couple of family members, by the way, that are missing the wedding. Jack Abbott and Lucy Romalotti are not in attendance, and it was explained that they're both sick. So, it's also got to eat at Phyllis that her son Daniel walked Cricket down the aisle. Next week, Daniel and Tessa Porter sing an original song at the reception, other things that would make his mom jealous. We did have 2 returns and 1 rarely seen face at Danny and Christine's wedding, and 2 of these are going to be back out of town quickly. Danny's sister Gina Roma is back to see him get hitched to cricket, and her dear friend Nina Webster is back. Those 2 are going to be in and out for the wedding. And then Amy Lewis was there too, somebody we don't see too much of in Genoa City. Unfortunately for Kane Ashby, when he came to pick up Phyllis at the GCAC, we saw Amy and Nina had some pretty harsh things to say about Chance Chancellor and Damian Kane's death. Of course, they still blame Kane for their sons dying. But to his credit, he handles the criticism well. Kane told Phyllis that Nina and Amy showed more grace than he deserved about this. Nate Hastings is also there for the wedding, as are Abby Newman, Devin Hamilton, Diane Jenkins, Tracy Abbott, and Esther. The other big return to tell you about is somebody in Genoa City for Thanksgiving, but we're going to get to that shortly. While Danny and Christine are saying their vows with Michael Baldwin officiating, Kane and Phyllis are having coffee at Crimson Lights. Kane wants to know why Phyllis hates Christine so much. Kane thinks Phyllis is still pining over Danny, but after they talk for a little while, Phyllis says that she is over Danny. It's not about him necessarily, she just hates losing, and she especially hates losing to Christine. So, we're going to see Danny and Christine say their I-dos on Friday, and it's official. Danny's got himself a wife. Christine is officially Mrs. Romalotti. Going into next week, the wedding is over and it's time for the reception. Young and the Restless official spoilers say that Phyllis just can't stay away. She's up to something because she and Kane crashed the wedding reception. We're going to see Phyllis and Kane walk in next week, and then Phyllis grabs a glass of champagne. She says she wants to make a toast as everybody turns around to stare. I wonder if there's any chance that Kane has talked some sense into her, and Phyllis will make a gracious toast and then leave. I mean, it would be a 1 month before Christmas miracle if Red does something classy instead of catty while at their wedding reception. Also next week, Y&R spoilers have us back in LA with Noah Newman and Sienna Bacall still locked up in that room after having been drugged and snatched. Mitch / Matt promised Sharon if she got Nick over to the hotel that he would give them the rules and a way to save Noah. So Matt is playing some kind of twisted game with them. It looks like Nick shows up next week, and Mitch / Matt starts his twisted game of hide-and-seek with their son Noah. Next week, Nick and Sharon seem to be in some kind of storage facility yard looking for Noah. There's junk piled around and those rolled-up accordion doors that are on storage lockers, like the big, full-size ones. Nick is frantic, calling out his son Noah's name, and Sharon is actively praying for divine intervention so they can find Noah and Sienna. Then Nick notices something out of place, and he calls Sharon over to take a look at what he found. Hopefully, it's a big clue, and I'm certain they are going to find Noah next week. Meanwhile, at the Abbott mansion next week, our spoilers have everybody gathered for Thanksgiving. Jack and Diane are there, and we've got Billy Abbott and Sally Spectra. It's a full house of Abbotts. Tracy is there, and it looks like between Kyle Abbott and Harrison Locke, they have pressured Claire Grace Newman to attend because she is there. The big legacy return for next week is Ashley Abbott. Yes, Eileen Davidson is back for a little arc for the holidays. So, Ashley walks in and says, "Happy Thanksgiving." And Tracy says, "It is now." And Jack says, "We're all together." By the way, there are only 3 new episodes of Y&R next week, on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. As you know, Thursday is Thanksgiving, so the soap is preempted for CBS Sports. And as the weekend's on Black Friday, it's another preemption for sports coverage. In other Young and the Restless spoilers for next week, we're going to see Daniel and Tessa singing. I do wonder if Phyllis sticks around to see her son serenade Danny and Christine at the reception. Obviously, Phyllis would be really jealous that Cricket got an original song by Phyllis's own son devoted to her and Danny's love. But hopefully, Kane will get Phyllis out of there, and any scene she makes will be minimal. We should also get a Newman Thanksgiving with Nikki Newman, Victor Newman, Chelsea Lawson Newman, Adam Newman, and others, unless they're too stressed out by Noah going missing to celebrate. Plus, Nick is out of town with Sharon, But hopefully, Nick and Sharon save Noah and Sienna by the end of the week. I do wonder if Phyllis and Kane are going to be stuck eating room service turkey at the GCAC, because they are both unwelcome at most dinner tables in Genoa City. I would be stunned if Phyllis and Kane got any invites to join anybody for Thanksgiving. And I also wonder if Kyle is pressuring Claire to reunite again, and she up and leaves the Abbott dinner. She might head over to meet Holden Novak, who is more fun and less pressure. Audra Charles will probably also be dining alone. Young and the Restless is big next week, even though it's a short week of just 3 episodes because it's the last few days of November sweeps. Make sure to check out our full weekly spoilers video tomorrow for the week of November 24th through the 28th.